Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about dupes / alternatives for a lot of viral makeup. And dare I say, this might be my favorite dupes video I have ever filmed. Not only do these products, the drugstore products, give the same effect as these high-end products, but the quality of these drugstore makeup products is just off the charts. I feel like it just feels like luxury makeup, and I'm just really excited about a lot of these products. So without further teasers and ado, let's go ahead and talk about some of the best dupes I've ever found. All right, so I've already obviously gone ahead and applied all these products. I will insert clips of me applying the products to either side of my face as I'm talking through them. And at the end of the day, I will report back if my feelings have changed at all based off of wear time. I don't suspect that they will because I'm very familiar with most of these products. All right, the first product is a little sample because I didn't want to buy the whole bottle because it didn't sound like a foundation that I would personally love long term. What's in this little sample is the new Makeup by Mario Surreal Foundation. This has been going viral on social media. Makeup by Mario makes some incredible products. I really respect him as a makeup artist. This foundation retails for $42 and it comes in 30 different shades. And I'm going to be comparing it to the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I've been seeing this comparison a lot and I wanted to try it for myself. So some of the differences and similarities between these two products on paper is the Makeup by Mario is $42. The Revlon is $15.99. Pretty pricey for a drugstore foundation, but still significantly cheaper than Makeup by Mario. Makeup by Mario comes in 30 shades and Revlon comes in 28. Pretty comparable there. They both have glycerin and squalene, some superstar ingredients. As far as antioxidants go, the Makeup by Mario one has pure vitamin E, whereas the Revlon one has like a derivative of vitamin E, but it also has green tea, which is a great antioxidant. Makeup by Mario has grapeseed oil, which I see a lot in high-end products, and Revlon has licorice root extract. Overall, the ingredient list for Makeup by Mario is a shorter list, but there are quite a few similarities. The first ingredient on both is water. So you can't call this a dupe by the definition of the word, like it's the exact same product, but I would say the quality of the ingredients are very, very similar, and there is quite a bit of ingredient overlap. Now, as far as application goes of these two, I felt like I needed to use quite a bit of both. I applied both with a sponge, so I know that that weighs into it, but I went in with the Revlon on this side of my face and I used like almost 2 pumps just on half of my face. So the coverage on this is not super high. This is gonna be almost like a BB cream type of coverage and consistency. It's got that really hydrating feel and lower coverage, and it does feel very tacky, very hydrating. So just an FYI for more oily skin types, this one is very much on the dewier side, but I felt like it really did soak into my skin. I felt like it didn't sit on top of my skin. And then I went in with the Makeup by Mario one. I also used a sponge to apply this, and I felt like it really looked like it was sitting on top of my skin. I tried to do a close-up, so we'll see if you guys can see what I'm talking about, but I felt like my pores looked a lot more pronounced on the Makeup by Mario side than on the Revlon side. So in terms of how they look on my skin personally, I actually think the Revlon looked quite a bit better. So we'll see how it looks at the end of the day comparatively. I've worn the Revlon before and it wears decent on me, but it does get pretty shiny because I have combo skin, and this is the first time I'm wearing the Makeup by Mario because I wanted to save the sample for this video. All right, next up we have the new Rare Beauty concealer. I want to say they're calling this like a light illusion. It's supposed to be sort of like a lightweight, medium coverage brightening concealer, and I've been seeing it compared to the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. You guys know this is one of my all-time favorite concealers. I love this product. So I was really excited to put them to the test up against each other. So Rare Beauty retails for $24 and e.l.f. for $6, another big price difference. e.l.f. has sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is the salt form of vitamin C, and it has diglycerin, which is like a big brother to glycerin. It penetrates the skin slower, so it's supposed to help moisturize for a longer period of time than glycerin because it's slowly soaking into the skin. e.l.f. also has sodium hyaluronate, which is the salt form of hyaluronic acid. So a lot of really great ingredients in the e.l.f. one. I learned that as I was doing this video. I loved this just as a product without knowing it had all of that good stuff in there. And if I didn't mention, e.l.f. also has pure vitamin E. The Rare Beauty, as far as superstar ingredients go, has the vitamin E and antioxidants as well as glycerin, whereas e.l.f. has diglycerin and sunflower seed oil. So as far as the number of superstar ingredients, e.l.f. actually has more than Rare Beauty. However, the superstar ingredients are slightly higher on the list for Rare Beauty than they are on e.l.f., which means they're more prominent in the formula. But overall, two great products. As far as the application goes, it has a clicker style applicator, so you click this button and then it comes out of the brush and you kind of just brush it on your skin. I have mine in the shade Light 26N, which actually turned out to be a perfect shade match for what I got in the Rare Beauty. The Rare Beauty has more of like a traditional concealer package, but it does have this flat back here. I got this in the shade Light Medium. Then the applicator actually reminds me a lot of the CoverGirl Age Renew concealer. It has that ceramic wand, which doesn't pick up a ton of product. So very, very different packaging here. As far as application goes, as I blended it out, genuinely, I could not tell a difference between the two, like at all underneath my eyes. If anything, I felt like the Rare Beauty was a little bit more crease prone than the e.l.f. Maybe that's that diglycerin making it not absorb into the skin quite as quickly as the Rare Beauty. They both look absolutely beautiful, but if I had to pick a favorite, I would go e.l.f. here. And again, we will do a wear test, but I'm very familiar with how much I love this, how well this wears on me. And I've been wearing this for the past several days. So I don't see my opinion changing here. I think this is one of the most incredible alternatives I've ever tried. All right, next up, I did a comparison of my favorite drugstore mascara, the Milani Anti-Gravity versus Macstack. Both claim to be very buildable, very volumizing, dramatic mascaras, but the price difference is $11 versus $28. In doing a comparison of the ingredients, there really isn't much overlap. So definitely not a dupe here, but they are meant to achieve the same thing. As far as packaging goes, again, quite different. They both have that kind of silicone plasticky wand. The Milani is more of an hourglass shape, whereas the MAC one is like a tapered style, but they both have a very similar consistency in terms of the formula of the product. Almost that whipped, drier texture versus a really wet mascara. So they, as you're applying them, they look quite similar, and they're both very buildable, very volumizing, and prone to clumping if you're not careful. This is another case where I really liked the drugstore better. I felt like this was more comfortable on my lash line. This has a little bit of that pokey sensation versus this one I felt was a little bit more gentle, and this was easier to build. I had to use more layers on the side with the Macstack to get to where I got to with just a couple layers on the Milani side. So even though they're both great mascaras, I like Milani better, and it's less than half the price tag. I actually cannot find my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner anywhere. I know it's somewhere. I've used it in many videos before, but I can't seem to find it. But I picked up this one. I ended up using it all over because I can't find the Pillow Talk one, but this is the Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil in the shade My Choice. And it's actually another really great Pillow Talk dupe, and it's the cheapest one I've found so far. It's got that like brownie rose color to it. Again, I can't find the Pillow Talk to show you guys, but just trust me that this color is almost identical and even cheaper than the NYX dupe. Okay, speaking of Pillow Talk, I've told you guys how much I love the new matte lipsticks by e.l.f. They came out in beautiful nude shades. My favorite was Dirty Talk, and then I saw on TikTok a bunch of people comparing this to Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, and I had never put them up against each other. Price difference here is e.l.f. retails for $9 and Pillow Talk retails for $35. As far as superstar ingredients go, Pillow Talk has antioxidants, safflower seed oil, papaya fruit extract, orchis mascular flower extract, a lot of fancy like floral extracts. And then e.l.f. has jojoba esters, squalene, marula seed oil, antioxidants, mimosa wax. So they both have their fair share of really great ingredients. What I will say is that some of the e.l.f. products are higher on the comedogenic scale, and products that are comedogenic are known for being more pore clogging. I care a lot more about that when I'm looking at foundation than when I'm looking at a lipstick. Just an FYI if you look for non-comedogenic lipsticks, but the difference was pretty negligible, just worth noting. As far as packaging goes, quite different, but both really, really nice packaging. This feels very NARS. It has a magnetic closure and it's just sleek black packaging. And this has the rose gold Charlotte Tilbury classic packaging, so they look nothing alike. However, when you apply them to your lips, you guys, I can't tell a difference. Please tell me in the comments if you can see a difference between these two colors on my lips, but I cannot tell them apart. Pretty spot on dupe here in terms of color, and both really quality formulas. All right, last but certainly not least is the new NYX Fat Lip Oil versus the Dior Lip Glow Oil. I got them in very different colors. I got NYX in Follow Back, Dior in Rosewood, so not a color match here. The NYX one has a little bit of like glitter or shimmer running through it, and the Dior one does not. As far as price point goes, we've got the Dior at $40 and the NYX at $8. Dior has raspberry, which is actually the first ingredient, and vitamin E. Raspberry has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It also has Prunus avium seed oil, loofah cylindrical seed oil. I feel like they just put in different oils that you've never heard of to make it fancy. But lots of great ingredients in oils I've never heard of. And then NYX has vitamin E, squalene, rosehip seed oil, cloudberry seed oil, and raspberry seed oil. Dior does have a fragrance and NYX does not. As far as packaging goes, Dior definitely feels more luxury. I hate that they used like lime green. I sort of wished they would have made this a little bit more luxury looking when they were clearly trying to dupe such a luxury looking product. But when you open them, they both do have that same oversized doe foot applicator. So that's very similar. And then on the lips, again, they feel very, very similar. They look very, very similar, and they last the same amount of time on me. So are they the exact same product? No. But would I ever spend $40 on this again, knowing that this exists? No. Another fantastic alternative, just the quality of the drugstore option is up there and kind of displacing the need to spend so much money on a lip oil. So that is everything. Again, I will let you know if my opinions change at all in the wear test, but the only product that I haven't worn many, many times before is the Makeup by Mario foundation. So that's the only one that's kind of the question mark here. Okay, it's the end of the day and I wanted to show you how everything's looking. First of all, this eyeshadow lasted really well. This is the new ColourPop blush palette at Target, new-ish. But I feel like if I had to decide which side of my face looked better, I would go drugstore side. This mascara, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up, but it really transferred on me, and that happens to me every time I wear the Macstack, and it doesn't happen to me with the Milani Anti-Gravity. I'm a little shinier on this side, but both sides of the complexion look very similar. Overall, I would say still one of my favorite dupes videos ever, and I like the drugstore side better. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I will see you guys in my next one.